Hey guys, DJ AJ 101 here, and I want to share an article with you guys today about an article that I actually found just this morning, and I thought it was actually pretty good info, and I want to share with you guys today. And as you guys can see from my screen right here, latest Mac malware update is a wake-up call for OS 10 users. And what do you guys think? A little bit further from the truth? Kind of spot on. I think it's more spot on than anything, because as we all know, the latest malware update that was actually the flashback Trojan was actually just released about a week or so ago out into the wild and has affected more than 500,000 Macs. I think just over 600,000 Macintoshes were affected by this, and Apple has now, of course, issued a release for it. So if you haven't done a software update for Java, please feel free to do that. Just do a software update on your Mac. You should be all good. They've now patched it. But, this article kind of goes on, and people have been, this isn't something new. I mean, people have been predicting this for a long time, that the Mac's eventually going to get more viruses. They're growing in market share. They're going to become a more targeted audience, this, and that. And this article kind of goes to explain a little bit more in depth about that. And a guy named Marcus Carey, security researcher, vulnerability management from Rapid7, is actually talking to Wired on this. This is a Wired article that I came across this morning. And he kind of says, you want to know what? He says, it's about that time where you really need to almost start thinking about getting some antivirus or some anti-malware software for your Mac, and not just be, well, I'm just never going to get a virus on my Mac, but really because the market has now shifted to the fact that there are more Macs being sold, more targets being targeted toward the Mac, and you don't really hear about them. We never really heard about them in the past, but because the market share is growing at a fairly rapid pace, like I said, the malware developers are actually looking at it and saying, this might be a market that we want to start targeting because the market share is going like this, and it's not, flatlining like it was, quite a few years ago before the Intel switch to the Mac, and people, actually started doing more adoption of the Mac in the home and in the business as well. But Marcus Carey also says in this article that the best, prevention that you can do of any kind is just keep your software up to date. When there's patches out, make sure that you download them. Don't neglect it and say, well, I don't need to do a software update now. I don't need to update this now. This might break whatever I have. You should really just do the updates. And I think for most users, that is, exactly what they do. It's the absolute truth. That anytime, if you do a weekly update or you a daily update, whatever you have set on your Mac, you should always have it to do at least a weekly update on your Mac, in my opinion. Mine is set for the same thing. Every week it pops up and it says, oh, you have some software updates, oh, you don't, and it kind of does in the background, so I don't even need to worry about it. I think a lot of Mac users have that set up, but he says, the best is to actually make sure that you do it and not just neglect it and put it off and say, well, I don't need to do software updates because I'm on a Mac. Really not the case anymore. I think we really need to be more aware of that. He says it's becoming no more like a Windows machine. The same, developers and bad guys that are targeting Windows can now do the same for Mac, and they can do it quite easily because it's the same concept of actually writing, a Trojan horse or a virus for the Mac as it is on Windows. So, but anyways, there's not too much more to say about this. I'm not an expert on security or viruses or anything like that, so I'm not going to go too much more in depth. Not talking about something I don't know too much about, but I found this article extraordinarily interesting and a great help, for me, because I had never really thought about it all that much. I thought just keeping up to date was a good thing to do, and apparently it is a good thing to do. So I hope, that a lot of you do keep your Macs up to date, and whenever there's, new updates and security stuff, make sure you download them. Definitely helps to keep you from the malware attack. But I'd like to hear what you guys think about this article. Please leave your comments below. I also will be linking this article in the description below as well for you guys to check it out on your own leisure. Also, feel free to rate this video up and subscribe if you happen to like my content. I sure do appreciate that. Helps me out very much. If you'd also like to check out my YouTube channel, create a lot of tech content out there, from anywhere from reviews, stuff like this, unboxings, the whole bit. Whatever you guys like, if you'd like to check that out as well, I would sure do appreciate that very, very much. But anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you with this article today. Let me know what you guys think, like I said, in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great one till then, guys.